Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ann Miller French. I am the owner and founder of Angelik, and I felt called to do a little meditation today with light language for forgiveness. And before I get started, I wanted to give a quick introduction regarding my practice and who I am, why I'm here, why I do what I do. And to those of you that have been following me for quite some time, welcome back. To those of you that have landed on this channel, perhaps for the very first time, welcome. I share various modalities on this YouTube channel in addition to my Instagram accounts. You can also find me on TikTok. My profile information is also loaded on LinkedIn and a couple of various other places. So, forgiveness has been a topic that has come up from time to time. It's coming up again today as I sat in meditation this morning and had a beautiful conversation with one of the ascended masters, Jesus, and really looked at the topic of forgiveness and even the energies leading up to this. What is it this weekend? I gotta look at the dates here. So this Friday, Saturday, we're leading up to another full moon, and I am definitely feeling the energies leading up. So a lot of purging, a lot of releasing. Your sleep might be affected at this time, and all that is definitely completely normal. You may even notice that you're doing some additional clearing work, purging work in your sleep state. And this would be a great time to connect with your angels, your teachers, your guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, and ask them for additional assistance with releasing those very things that are no longer serving you. So if it's releasing anger, if it's releasing resentment, if it's releasing shame, humiliation, if you're working through grief, um, any areas in your life where there may be elements of toxicity, if you will. So that's energetically, emotionally, physically, and that can show up different ways. If you have pain that has been in your body for quite some time, or if you're working through autoimmune disorder, or if you're recovering from an illness of any kind that originally started out as there's the thoughts, there's the energy, turns into form, and if we don't move it out, it gets locked up in the body. It truly does. So really cleaning house and taking a look at what's going on with the triangle, with the body, the mind, the soul, body, mind, spirit. So my mission, my why, my purpose is I help my clients and students create their version of heaven on earth. And it's working through the very areas in their life where they may be feeling blocked, where they may be feeling stuck, where they may be feeling just out of sorts. And a huge part of my own personal transformation and journey, in addition to my own spiritual awakening, has been working through those very things and looking back at some of the things that I overcame, things that I'm still working with, still working through, and continuing to focus on my desired outcome, my desired results. And a big part of that is through a process called Imagineering, using the power of your imagination to create the life of your dreams, your version of heaven on earth. But it's also taking into account what is standing in your way. So the blind spots, anytime you're self-sabotaging, if there's those emotions that are so built up inside where you're filled to the brim, and it's time to go through a purging, a dumping cycle, if you will, to make space for information to come through. So the VIP coaching that I do, it's one-on-one. All of my services are offered remotely through Zoom. I also have some clients that prefer to do things over the phone. So it really either way works. I also offer light language therapy and activation art and quantum energy healing, distant Reiki. I am also a naturally gifted medium, as well as a psychic and an animal communicator. So all of my services, all the different products that I offer can be found on my website, which is angelichaNds.com. That's ANGELIKHANDS.com. Here today as a light language practitioner and quantum life coach, I am going to walk you through a guided meditation, which is also going to include spoken light language for forgiveness. So, a couple of things to note before we get started. Please don't do this while driving. Take a moment to do this when you have some time carved out for yourself and you have a quiet space, phones off, perhaps tucking yourself away in a room for a little bit so you can do this, or even doing this. Perhaps you're on the beach, or you're sitting outside on your patio. Really taking that time for you to listen to what is being shared. And it's really it's a very simple technique, and I pretty much learned to get out of my own way when the information comes through. And when I am connecting with spirit, with my higher self, I'm connecting with Holy Spirits, and I'm very intentional about what energies I am allowing into my space. So it's the archangels, the ascended masters, the highest beings of love and light, and my team in spirit, and sharing the information with you. So at this time, I would invite you to find a comfortable spot where you can either sit or lie down, really taking note of the alignment of your neck and your back, getting comfortable. And we're going to start with some breath work, which is going to lead us into the guided meditation, which will then be concluded with the light language. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is with this type of these energy modalities, drink lots of water, and always give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up to the surface. Take some time to reflect, perhaps journaling, writing things down. You may have more information that also comes through in your dream state. So simply being aware of it. Okay, so we're going to get started. What I'm going to ask you to do is take a nice, deep breath into the nose focusing on holding that breath that's comfortable for you for a count of 3 or perhaps a count of 6. So in through the nose and then out through the mouth equally, just as slow. So as slow as you take in the inhalation, you're also going to take your time letting out the exhalation. So in through the nose. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to do a few of these together. Just imagine that you are grounding yourself, grounding your energy to beautiful Mother Earth. And you're surrounded by 4 beautiful pillars of light. And at this time, as you're doing the breath work, you can close your eyes. I'm going to keep my eyes open to ensure that I keep the connection here while I'm doing this video live, this meditation. Now focus on breathing as normal. And for anyone out there that is not familiar with light language is the language of the soul. It is deeply understood by the soul. So if you're hearing it for the very first time today, it may sound like I'm speaking in a foreign tongue. And the information is channeled from various beings of light from the Galactic Federation of Light. I have different beings, different extensions of myself that I work with, and everything is done from the space of love, harmony, and compassion. So continue to focus on your breath. Going to imagine that whether you're sitting or lying down, you're going to imagine that you're sitting on a comfortable chair. It's very comfortable. It's very inviting. Might be a wood chair, plastic chair. Or you might be seated on a yoga pillow. You're in a seated position. And you're dropping from your head into your heart. And at this time, I'd like you to think about the word forgiveness and what that means to you. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others. And you can think of that situation, you can think of that person or persons. And you may even imagine that you're writing the information down on a sheet of paper, or you're simply taking note of what is coming up at this time for forgiveness. Forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others, knowing that everyone outside of you is a pushed out version of you, is a projection of you, a mirror reflecting something back. So taking note of what's coming up at this time. Perhaps there was an unresolved conflict or a quarrel or something that you feel that you may have done or not have done. There's someone in your life, whether that person is still with us or not. And now you look ahead as you're seated and you're thinking about the people, the places, the things, and yourself. And you see a huge ball, like an exercise ball or a huge balloon. It's really, really big and it's in front of you. So it's creating this space, and you placed it in front of you. And now on the opposite side of that ball, you're going to imagine those versions of yourself surrounding forgiveness, as well as any people, any places, any things surrounding forgiveness, any situations. You're placing all of people, places, things on the other side of this ball. So they're invited into your space, but creating this little buffer between you and everything that may have come up for you on your list or in your thoughts. I'm going to channel the light language, and this is going to assist in lightening up energetically, lightening up emotionally, and getting back to that heart center, getting back to a space and place of love and compassion. Continue to focus on your breath, the sound of my voice, and I will begin with the light language. Sole pia tea le tea. Sole aletea, sole aleatea, sole aleatea, sole aleatea, oleatea, soleatea, soleatea. You can imagine or do this physically while still staying relaxed, placing your hands together in prayer position, bringing them to your heart. And I will conclude with the last element of the light language. And you can imagine, even if you want to open up your hands, you're sending this love, sending this forgiveness to the versions of yourself, to any person, place, and or thing, to the situation needing forgiveness at this time. On the other side of the ball or the balloon. Sole pi a ele a te te a le ne 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 mane le ne ne te 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 a le te a. Sole e la 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 de te te a le te a. Sole a te a le te te a le te te a. Sola ma te te a te a. Bring your hands back together. Place your hands over your heart, or imagine that you're placing your hands over your heart, and invite this love. Invite in this feeling of forgiveness, letting go of what no longer serves you. This concludes today's meditation with light language. Again, please take some time with this. If you find that this was helpful for you and you would love to share it with a loved one, feel free to share it to your loved ones. Subscribe to my channel for this video and all of my content that is currently available to each and every one of you. There are other light language videos available in addition to distant Reiki and a lot of information surrounding my Meet Your Higher Self VIP coaching program. I offer a complimentary discovery call. If you have questions surrounding the services offered, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help. I am here to serve. Have an amazing day, an amazing week, and many bountiful blessings to you on this upcoming full moon this week. I love you.